From the rebirth of a lost tradition to one of the oldest forms of fighting in the world, here are 10 martial arts styles you've never heard of. Before we begin, be sure to subscribe to They Will Kill You. Hit the like button and request any topics you'd like to learn about in the comments section below. Number 10. Okichitaw. Okichitaw is a martial art that uses elements from the fighting techniques of the Plains Cree First Nations. It was founded by Canadian martial artist George J. Lepine, who is Plains Cree from Manitoba. From a young age, Lepine was taught traditional wrestling and hand-to-hand combat techniques called miche kiske. He learned tomahawk throwing, tracking and other hunting techniques, but also trained in martial arts such as Judo or Tae Kwon Do. Towards the end of the 1990s, Lepine combined his knowledge into the Okichitaw fighting system. Basic training involves the use of the GUNSTOCK war club, a club originally inspired by rifle stocks. There are also weapons such as the dagger, the long knife, and the lance. Number 9. Chun Kuk Do. In recent years, Chuck Norris has become better known as a meme than for his extensive film and television career. Most Chuck Norris memes give him superhuman attributes with a funny twist. Although these are obvious exaggerations, there is some truth to the man's mythical reputation. That's because Chuck Norris is a black belt in 6 different martial arts, including his own. Norris's martial arts training started while he was in the US Air Force and stationed in South Korea in the late 1950s. He subsequently founded Chun Kuk Do. Norris has perfected his fighting system by studying a number of other martial arts, particularly the Korean Tang Soo Do, but also Judo, Kyokushin, Tae Kwon Do, or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Chun Kuk Do comes with a code of honor and 10 rules for life, personally developed by Chuck Norris. Before we move on, answer this question. Which of these martial arts styles is known as the Art of 8 Limbs? Is it A. Jeet Kune Do, B. Muay Thai, C. Capoeira, D. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? Let us know what you think in the comments section below and stay tuned to find out the right answer. Number 8. Colombian Grima. Some historians claim that the Grima, also known as Colombian machete fencing, was brought to the country by African slaves, while others say it was inspired by European sword fighting. Practitioners fight using sticks, lances, or knives, and above all, the machete. Their skilled movements are performed with extreme cunning and corporal dexterity. The many styles of Grima are known as juegos, and they all come with slightly different tactics, footwork ranges, and choreographed sequences. Traditionally, Grima has been linked with the struggles for honor of the country's Afro-Colombian population. Before we continue, official They Will Kill You merchandise is now available at theywillkillyou.com. Stop clowning around and check it out, because your purchases really help support the channel. Number 7. Gouging. Some fighting styles focus on fluid motions and well-timed strikes, others on submissions, trips, and throws. And then there are those which focus exclusively on sheer violence. Rough and tumble, also known as gouging, was popular in the rural US in the 18th and 19th century. There wasn't much artistry to speak of, and it essentially represented a way for people to settle disputes and defend their honor. It emphasized the maximum disfigurement of a combatant by their opponent, something rather unique among fighting styles. Biting, scratching, or fishhooking were all allowed, as was the disfigurement of noses, lips, ears, or genitals. Eye gouging was a preferred technique, and the best gougers were known by reputation. A report from the day claims that a particularly dexterous fellow could pluck his opponent's eyeballs from their sockets with one good thrust of the thumbs. However, as revolvers and bowie knives became more widespread, the manner of settling disputes moved away from gouging. Number 6. Glima. Glima is a sort of umbrella term that covers traditional Nordic fighting styles, most of which are centered on wrestling. Its practice most likely predates the 9th century AD, when Norse settlers migrated to Iceland. Since most Viking warriors were physically strong, the main objective of martial arts training was grappling and taking an opponent down. One version of Glima involves grappling with specialized belts that extend from the waist to the lower thighs. Trouser grip Glima is most popular in Iceland, where it's a national sport. The objective is to take the opponent down with an emphasis on technique rather than strength. More aggressive forms of Glima involve loose grip wrestling or lausatok, where opponents may use holds as they wish. Number 5. Spear. The spear fighting system has received attention from the British police and from several branches of US law enforcement. That being said, you've probably never heard of it. SPEAR was developed by Tony Blauer during the 1980s and is an acronym for Spontaneous Protection Enabling Accelerated Response. Its main objective is to use a person's reflex action as a means of defense. The system is essentially fueled by our natural startle-flinch response. The goal of this science-based martial art is to train the brain's reticular cortex to recognize the most common attack patterns. One major component of SPEAR is training its practitioners in understanding and dealing with the physical and psychological aspects of fear. An impact reduction suit designed by Blauer enables role-playing techniques at high speed, close to what one might see in real combat. Number 4. Bokator. Used by Khmer armies more than 1,700 years ago, Bokator is a martial art that blends animal movements with weapons and hand-to-hand combat. The Cambodian fighting style was inspired by nature and implements strikes and dodges observed in horses, eagles, cranes, and other fauna. The term Bokator actually translates as pounding a lion. It's said that in ancient times, a warrior killed a lion that was attacking a village with a single knee strike. Aside from the animal forms, there are also straight practical fighting and various weapons techniques. There are up to 10,000 different moves and only true masters may attain the coveted golden KRAMA. The Cambodian people had to struggle in order to keep Bokator alive. It was banned both during Pol Pot's bloody regime and during the Vietnamese occupation of Cambodia. Number 3. Thai machete. Here's another martial art in which the machete plays a center role. Thai machete comes from Haiti and traces its roots back to the Haitian Revolution between 1791 and 1804. Rebel slaves didn't have access to many weapons, aside from the machetes they used to cut sugarcane. They blended European fencing with traditional African fighting styles to create Thai machete. They practiced it in secret and unleashed it on Napoleon's colonial army with spectacular results. The Haitian Revolution is sometimes remembered as the most successful slave rebellion in recorded history. So, which martial arts style is known as the Art of Eight Limbs? The right answer was B, Muay Thai. Born in Thailand in the mid-18th century, Muay Thai draws its common name for the fighters using their fists, elbows, knees, and shins, so a total of 8 limbs. It's a highly effective striking style, practiced within international competitions and widely implemented in the training of mixed martial artists. If you haven't yet, make sure to check out our video on When Muay Thai Goes Wrong. The link will be in the description below. Number 2. Lethwei. Lethwei, also known as Burmese bare-knuckle boxing, originated in Myanmar more than 2,000 years ago. In many ways, it's similar to the aforementioned martial art of Muay Thai. There's much of the same clinch work, and it too allows for punishing elbow and knee strikes, in addition to fists and legs. Spectacular techniques, such as flying knees or spinning elbows, are also common and may deliver brutal knockouts. There is, however, a point where the similarities between Lethwei and Muay Thai end. While most combat sports, including the latter, actively discourage headbutting, Lethwei embraces it. The head is the 9th limb used in this ancient martial art, and seasoned practitioners can headbutt their opponents with incredible power and accuracy. Lethwei has also stayed true to its bloody roots, as fighters only use tape and gauze on their hands. It's one of the reasons why it's counted among the most brutal and aggressive martial arts on the planet. Number 1. Kalaripayattu. Kalaripayattu is often referred to as the oldest martial arts in the world, as it dates back to the 3rd century BC. It was initially practiced by all castes of warriors from the Indian region of Kerala. Elements of yoga and knowledge of pressure points are embedded into Kalaripayattu, the practice of which places an emphasis on physical flexibility. Kalaripayattu practitioners progress from learning hand-to-hand combat to short and long stick fighting, while some modern schools have moved away from specialized iron weapons, they are a staple of traditional Kalorapayatu. They include daggers, swords, spears, as well as bows and arrows. Students who are deemed worthy may be taught how to kill or disable an opponent by striking the correct vital point, or marmam. They must also show great mental composure, so as not to abuse the technique. In the 6th century BC, an Indian physician named Sushruta wrote about the 107 vital points of the human body. Out of these, he deemed that 64 were lethal when properly hit with a stick or a fist. Thanks for watching. If you had to choose, would you rather fight Chuck Norris or Bruce Lee? Let us know in the comments section below.